Okay, so today we're installing or helping my friend Tim install his IKEA kitchen. Now, he actually watched our 5-part series on a full IKEA kitchen install. He's done a lot of the right things. He's got his base cabinets going, and he called us in for reinforcement because he had something funky going on. We just finished shooting the video on the upper cabinet, so there'll be a video separate on how to install upper cabinets with just some walls that are crooked, not straight, out of plumb. Now we're here because we've got these up. We needed these in position because right here we have a fridge gable panel that'll go the full height, straight flush, plumb down to the ground. Now, because this is a corner cabinet unit, we have no play in this. This is set in stone. We have a little bit of play here, which we'll get into, but we need this to plane through nice and straight and plumb. Now I'll show you what we're getting into right now, and I think this video is important if you're doing a reno and walls are not square, not true. I think this might help you just kind of navigate through some trial and error, some troubleshooting. Now, one advantage is if you follow my IKEA, the full series, is it's complete, it's right start to finish, and we always build our own custom bases. And what's nice about that is we're not stuck to little feet and the rails along the wall. Now that we have this, and it's coming in handy today, is we have some flexibility because the walls aren't true. It's not a perfect world. We can manipulate things now that we've done the bases the way they are. So right now, I want to show you what's happening. We have this string line, and I want to plane through to see how this goes. So the string's right here into the inside corner, and it planes through this side very nicely. If you look, the string is right in line with everything where it needs to be, but something has gone sideways here. You can see the string is almost a ½ an inch out there. So it's crooked. Now, there's a lot of factors involved with all of this, but the reason I'm not changing any of this over here is because right here, everything is square. This is square here. There's very little discrepancy there, so that is good. He has this width set. We can't manipulate that. And then his peninsula also ties to this outside corner. So over here, I can't push or pull. I don't want to adjust any of this. Everything's square here on this end. Now I think what's happening is another thing that we noticed is there's a hump in this wall. There's a big, it's kind of hard to see right here, but the high point's right there, and it's teeter-tottering pretty bad. Now, without going into the full, all the scenarios and every possible way it could be out, what we need to do for multiple reasons is we need to shift this back, get this twisted so that this string is straighter. Now, the reason this is because right now, when I'm measuring for my dishwasher, just right now I have 24¼ out the front. But at the back, I only have just barely 24. So that tells me that if I twist this will tighten up, and that'll open up at the back, making this more parallel, which I need. The other thing that tells me this corner needs to do that is that it's against the wall right now. I don't know if you can see how much play there is. There's about an 8 3/16 right there of space, so it's teeter-tottering. It's gap there. So we need to just twist this. That'll make that more in line. It'll make this gable panel fit nicer, and everything will work out better. So how do we do that? We take off these back little plastic things. So I'm going to squirrel in there and knock off those plastic spacers at the bottom. I don't have to go all the way, but I'll knock 2 or 3 of them off. Might as well knock this one off too. So I have this back to where I want it. Now it's not 100%, we're just gonna show you how we're gonna double check. Now right now, I have it just a hair over 24 inches. Now I wanna make sure that the back is more parallel than what it was before. It's 24 1/16 or so. Okay. Now let's pull this string and see how well it's starting to look. So I'll pull it to this inside corner, and it's far, far better. I think we're only just a little squeak off. It's way better than what it was. At least now, the dishwasher, you won't see a 1/2 inch discrepancy when you slide the dishwasher in. Now what's more important, and I think we're gonna luck out, is, I don't know how this worked out, but I gotta make sure that this base isn't overhanging here, because my gable panel is gonna go right to the floor. So I've kept that flush for now. Now we just verify that this is plumb, but also in line. And I need to double check. That looks really, really good there. It looks really good there. That's actually really good. And then we could just double check with the square. The square isn't as accurate. It's actually a little bit too far open now. But I know that this is too. And this isn't as accurate because if you do have a crown in the wall, it's not as accurate, right? That's all I can say. So at the end of the day, we've manipulated this. We need our 24 or 24 1/16 where the dishwasher goes. This is pulled off the wall a little bit here. Like this isn't actually up against the wall. We made another clip about that in another just short IKEA video about just knowing how all the panels relate to what you can get away with. So here for this panel, for this gable, we're gonna use a 36 by 96 panel. So because we've pulled this way to make that 24 1/16, that's okay, because this panel we can make any size we want. So this is not against the wall. It should be, but we can get away with that, okay? This is lined up perfectly. That gable's gonna work. And then from there, we know, okay, that's lined up. Everything's good the way we want it. Now we can proceed with the kitchen. So I know that doesn't cover every scenario, how to cover everything that's crooked, but just knowing what things you can't change and what things you can, knowing what panels you can install so that you can get away with certain things. I think that's just the beginning of some of the tips that are available. So if you guys fall into issues or problems, just get a hold of me. Let me know what some of the issues you're having, and maybe I could help you